Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on another video. Today we are going to do my weekly check-in for the first week of September, which is the 5th through the 11th for me and my family. If you're new here, my name is Stephanie and I'm a wife and mom of 3. My family and I live in the state of Florida and we are currently working on paying off what started out as $77,000 in credit card debt. So on my channel, you will see monthly budgets, weekly check-ins, debt updates, grocery hauls, all the things related to our personal finances as we save for future known and unknown expenses and just live our lives as a family with all the things to take care of. So let's go ahead and get into the transaction and then we'll close out our paycheck budget. Oops. All right, so if you're new here, I do have $8,000 in our checking account that is technically part of our emergency fund, but we're using it as a buffer in our checking account. And it just holds us over between the end of the month and the first time that we get paid, because my husband and I both get paid bi-weekly. So this buffer is the $1,000 buffer that just kind of hangs out in our account. So that's what we started the month off with. We got some chlorine in our pool. We only had 2 empty jugs, so we only filled 2 jugs. So that was $19.26, and that came out of the home category. We got 3 bags of chicken feed for our chickens, and that was $50.37 out of the home category. We made a little partial debt payment on our Avon card for $225. I brought in $80.69 worth of business income. I think this is from my Ko-Fi shop sales and my partnership with Wallet Hub. So I did keep 20% of the money and I just put the rest in our checking account, which equated to $80.69. I got some underwear for our 2 older boys, and that was $31.47, and it came out of the clothes category. I went to Sam's Club and got some groceries for $252.61. Our Instant Ink annual subscription came out for $20.22, but we were also charged like our monthly fee for Instant Ink because they charge, at the end of the period. That's how they can add up how many pages you went over and charge you appropriately. So this was like the last charge we'll have for our monthly subscription, and then this will hold us until September of next year. Unfortunately, we did have our AC go out. I was sitting at home working and I was like, baby, it's hot in here. What's going on? I walked over to the thermostat. It was 82. Okay. So promptly called the AC people and got them out here, and it was $110 for an AC service call. That came out of the home category. And my First Horizon checking account bonus finally hit. Whoop whoop. So it's $450. So I'm keeping $150 for myself, and then I'm going to put the other $300 into our checking account. But you can only transfer $250 out of their account each week. So I just put in $250 this week, and next week I'll put in the other $50. We got groceries from Walmart for $234.55. Brian got a little bit of gas, just enough to get him to town at like the gas station that's pretty close to our house. So he only put $20 in because it's pretty expensive when you go to the gas station like in the country. So he just got a little bit of gas, and then a few days later he filled up for $50. I went to the Dollar General and got some juice, and that was $8.26. I got gas in my van for $46.95. Our our internet bill came out for $17.49. We put $5 into our kids' UPMAs. Our light bill came out for $155.15. Carter was sick. He had a pretty nasty cough, and whenever he gets a cough, his air flow is restricted. Like he can't take in a breath without coughing. So we used the nebulizer for him. and we were out of the level butyrol that he uses, so we refilled that prescription, and it was $2.93. Then we got some chips and juice at the gas station. Brian has been loving like just chips and like queso dip, like the white cheese. We get this stuff called Pancho's white queso. It's refrigerated, and Brian has just been eating that for like an after dinner snack like every night. So we keep going through the chips. So we keep having to buy chips. So it was chips and 2 bottles of juice for $9.20. And then yesterday I sold some eggs, $5 for egg income this week. All right. So let's close out the budget. Let's see. Okay, so we had $5 from egg sales. Had to get me some new erasable pens. My last one ran out of ink, so I have a new 3-pack now, so that's great. So that's 5, 1,000, 80, 69, and 250. So our income this week was actually $1,335.69. For our bills, Kinetic, which is our internet, was $17.49. FPL for our lights was $155.15. We did pay $225 to Avon, and then instant ink was $20.22 plus $1.91, so it was $22.13. Okay, so $17.49, $155.15, $225, and $22.13 is $419.77. All right, so cars, I know we went a little over because Brian did that like partial fill and then refilled up. That always costs more money in the long run than you think it will. So we spent $116.95 for gas, and then groceries is hugely over budget because of the Sam's Club run, and then all of this like running to the dollar store, going to the gas station. $504.62. I'm appalled. That's more than we've ever spent in like a week, but hopefully it'll even out, fizzle out. I have an order in my cart right now that's coming tomorrow that's $187. So as the month goes on, it should be less, so we'll be all right. Eating out, we didn't do anything. Home, we only planned $20 to get the chlorine, but we had the unexpected AC bill, which is not even all of it. He's got to come back and like actually change the part for the air conditioner, so he will be out either tomorrow or Monday to do that, and I think that's like $290 for him to like replace the part that went out. I think, what did he say it was? Our high pressure switch. Fortunately, he was able to like jump the AC, so it got it back running. So we're cooling while we wait for him to come back and put the part on. But yeah, we spent $129.26 in the home category, and this is why it's so important to save money even though you're on a debt-free journey. Because if something like this was to happen and you were just paying off debt, then you'd have to charge this on your credit card. But fortunately for us, how we manage our variable expenses is we just do what we got to do. And then at the end of the month, if we need to pull money in from our sinking funds to make the numbers match or make the numbers work, then we do. Throughout the month, if we need to take from another category, like we're spending a lot less in gas than we thought we would, then that gas money is funneled to the home category. And then at the end of the month, if we used all the gas money, all the every money, and we are like $100 over budget, then we pull it from a sinking fund. I try to avoid pulling money out of our sinking funds at all costs, but if it has to happen, it has to happen. That's what it's there for. So fortunately, we don't need to pull from our emergency fund for something like a $300 or $400 AC repair. So I'm anticipating with like our extra income, like my business income or Brian's bonus, that we'll be able to just eat the charge for the AC, because I did get my like checking account bonus. Brian should be getting his checking account bonus in the next week or so. So we shouldn't have a problem covering it just in our like monthly budget. We didn't spend anything on blow money. We spent $50, $37 in the homestead category, only $5 in kids. We spent $31.47 in clothes and $2.93 in medical, and nothing in unbudgeted. So all of this adds up to be $840.60. Yikes. All right, and then we didn't put anything into our sinking funds or savings this week. So we're just going to bring all these numbers down for our income, our bills, our variable expenses, and see what we are rolling over. All right, 75.32, which is correct. All right, so that's going to do it for this weekly check-in and paycheck budget closeout. I hope you guys are having a good week and a great start to the month. Hope you have an amazing weekend. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and drop me a comment down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.